back in this time before before anyone cared whether anyone was smoking in a locker room or anything like that, the road agent, the job of the road agent then was, I mean, no one's telling Harley to put out a cigarette for God's sakes, but was it mostly just handling the business of the night, the gate, the payoffs? Oh,
Finish.
so okay, so
They give the finish.
you were still getting your finishes.
Yeah.
I'm talking. When did you first walk into the locker room? 89?
89, 90.
Right.
But Grizz was the road manager or the road
Right.
agent a lot. And, Grizz was fucking, Grizz never did not have a cigarette.
Oh, he was one of those guys.
Yeah.
He was one of the Harley.
And then he would take me on because I was young, I was a big dude. He would take me a lot of times from town to town and smart me up. Just psychology,
Mhm.
just he wasn't like he was a move guy, but just psychology, when to get heat, so.
Was he as good? You hear Jake a lot of times credited with that that mind. Was Grizz as good?
See, Jake would be able to immediately grab you because Jake would say, "When's the highest you're gonna get the people?" You'd say, "When I hit my finish." He says, "No, the highest the people are is when you set for your finish." So he would work his whole match around setting for that DDT, and that's who he would. That was almost his falses. Every time
Mhm.
he'd grab the guy would grab the rope and go underneath. So he would work his match, around that. So when you when you see somebody that's working smarter and not harder, that's the guys. Hulk's as good as they get when it comes to just putting shit together. Like maybe right there we go through a table. Maybe right there we already have their money. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I got it's like and uh, I know the business has changed, drastically, you know, but for every guy that goes through goes through a table now that it's that's some guy that bladed 10 nights in a row.
Mhm.
So it's it's it all you go in the locker room, it doesn't look like everybody in there's been tortured on their foreheads.
No, probably hardly any of them now, but it's just a
Yeah,
different time. But
yeah.
but I think the thing of all the chasms in the generations in wrestling, you could talk about the physicality and the emphasis of the bodybuilder versus a guy that looked like Harley that could be on the top of the card and look like Harley. Importance of television,